as an industry, we don't shout probably enough. We kind of hide in the background. We do a lot of really good work, really critical work on projects and on the big building and infrastructure projects, but maybe is overlooked. And what we do as a profession is maybe overlooked. But maybe going back, like, what got you interested in surveying in the first place?
Yeah, so I suppose, well, when I was in school, I did do geography. It was one of my favorite subjects. So I always liked maps, and I was good with numbers. So, and to be honest, I hadn't got a clue what I wanted to do. So I was looking at business and German, to be honest. But then I have an older brother who did the course. And I
Oh,
remember, yeah, I remember him when I was in school. He was in the converted attic, had his music blaring, and was drawing maps by hand. And I just thought, that's the type of course I want to do, where I can draw and do some music or listen to some music. And it sort of fitted a few different criteria. I really didn't know what I wanted, but that looked like a good option. Now, at the time, he advised me, and he would know me well, he advised me, I don't think you're going to like this, Audrey. I don't think that's for you. But it almost spurred me on further, so I'm going to prove him
exactly. I'll
wrong.
prove I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. So it was a bit of a coincidence. It's really through him that I became aware of it.
And it's interesting because so it was sort of, yeah, down to looking up that you had a brother that was involved in it. You actually see that quite a lot in our industry, where it's families and actually families being involved in it, coming down, like from myself. And similar to your experience, it was interested in geography, interested in maths, going through the CAO forms, and this course just like literally popped out at me, and that's, oh, that looks like it for me. But that was me having to study for it. I really didn't know what land surveying was probably before then. So yeah, so no, it's interesting, that feedback. And what made you then ultimately go on to become a senior lecturer in the university? What drove you to go into that role?
Well, when I left college, I did go out and work on site, and a really interesting very first job was over in the west of Ireland and Crowpatrick. They had found gold in Crowpatrick.
Oh,
So I was drafted in to help out because one of their surveyors was away for 2 weeks. So I climbed Crowpatrick every day with an assistant, and we modelled Crowpatrick, and I lived with the house full of geologists who were doing the underground work. And that was fantastic. Now, really, really loved that. After that, I went on to work as a site engineer in Germany, and I was in Frankfurt through a winter and summer, and I just thought, this is very hard work because it's freezing.
yes.
And then it's really hot, and I just thought, I don't know if I want to be on site every day. So I didn't think site work was for me at the time. Just after a year of it, I thought there's easier ways to earn a living.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I went back to college in Germany and did an engineering degree. But then subsequent to that, I was doing some research, and I got some part-time lecturing hours in college in Bolton Street in TU Dublin. And I really liked that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I liked working with younger people and doing a bit of research on the side. And I thought, this sure beats being on site at 6 o'clock on a winter's morning, freezing. So I really, really like the educational side of it, because it gives you the opportunity to know what's going on in terms of the new developments, but also, and over the years as I've got older, it's been even better because you're constantly working with young, enthusiastic people. So I really wanted to stay in education and to stay working with young people and to have the ability to do a little bit of research myself on the side. So it sort of ticks all the boxes.
Yes.
And then in university, you can go into university and you could decide to go along a management stream if you want, but that takes you away from the subject a little bit. It's more to do with the administration. So in the lectureship area, sort of the senior lectureship is sort of the highest academic position at the moment in TU Dublin. And that's where I'm happy to be. I don't like the idea of just being a manager, not just being a manager, but being a manager. Yeah, I like working with.
aspect of the job that you really enjoy,
Yeah. I mean, I really like working with the students. I
yeah.
really do, because they're just so enthusiastic, you know. Well, not all the time, of course, but but that energy, you know, it's a real privilege to work with young people. And
Yes,
I'm very privileged to be in the position I am, because we get to play with new equipment, we keep
that's
contact.
right. And it is, it's not a case that you're sitting in a classroom every day. There's
Yeah,
other experiences. I remember 1999, maybe it was, out in Dunleary doing some survey work with yourself
yeah,
at the time. So we had those field trips that we were able to go
yeah,
out and actually do some exciting work out there, and doing the project in the Phoenix Park as well. So you're out, you're in,
yeah,
obviously in King's Inns as well, and doing the project work in there.
yeah.
Um, so you,
That's it. And now we have the new campus in Grange Gorman as well. So we have more land at our disposal that's within walking distance. So we try to get the students up there, because it's a great new site and it's thriving. And yeah, it's great to be outside with the student, you know, not to be sitting, as you said, not to be sitting in the classroom just droning on, because I can hear myself droning on. But it's great to be physically outside, and just the mix of students as well, you know, coming from different areas and different backgrounds, and the questions are fantastic. Really
the
great.
course has changed so much as well. Like I'd say it's unrecognizable from in many aspects from the course that I probably sat and did 20 started 22 years ago now at this stage, 23 years ago. I'd say it's a completely different, because the technology has advanced, and like you must have seen, and through yourselves having to teach it and deliver this, the change throughout the years.
Yeah, no, it's been phenomenal, like the pace of change. I think you know, the geo industry, we would be what you consider a disruptor technology. We are at the forefront of that curve, and new ways to capture data. You know, the whole idea of moving from a single point data collection to cloud, point clouds, and just having millions of points rather than single points to analyze. So that has really changed. And obviously, things like, you know, the drones and the scanners and all of that has, so they're all areas, new areas that we have to teach. But the fundamentals of the course are still the exact same, if you like, because from the whole to the part, this idea of, you know, chasing the precision and the accuracy of a survey throughout. And so those core fundamentals don't really change.
No.
But what has changed, and one of the problems we have in this course, is with so much new technologies, we're packing more in on top all the time, and what to take out. So it it's hard to leave something go out of the course, and you have
Yes.
to make sure that you still get the fundamentals. Like, one of the biggest changes in the very recent years has been the resurgence of photogrammetry. You know, photogrammetry was becoming a bit of a dusty old topic area, and then the whole digital camera wave and the UAVs and all of this has made it, anybody with an iPhone now is a geospatial
Well,
data collector.
yeah, it is amazing. Like when these yeah, when technology brings it, we've seen it in, yeah, all over our industry, how